Hey all, welcome to Share Trek. Today is 6th December and it's around 4:45. It has been a very good day because the market bounced back, and in this video I'm going to talk about the fintech shares that we have been tracking. This includes Tesla and Shopify, Neo and all those shares. So before we proceed, let me just mention that these are my personal opinions and not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and consult your financial planner before you buy any stocks. Having said that, let's get started. Okay, as always, let's get started with the wicks. So if we look at this chart here, we have a small red candle that shows that during the day the wick had kind of fallen back, and as a result we have got all our major indices looking upwards. So we have Dow gaining 1.9% and Nasdaq gaining 0.93 and S&P 500 gaining 1.18. So that's a pretty good news, but I'm always afraid that it could be a dead cat bounce, just a relief rally, and maybe tomorrow we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow, because the uncertainties have not changed. What was the situation on Friday is still the situation as of today. So I don't know the reason for this exuberance. It's possible that many market participants felt that this is the end of the drop and good deals are to be had, and now the market is starting to go up, and they must have bought the shares, and that is reflected in the way the indices have gone up. So there's a very good chance that tomorrow we may see a reversal and the VIX may go up further and we have a further drop in the shares. So it's a very uncertain time. It's very difficult to predict. So I'm going to be prepared mentally to see further drop in the share values and be very cautious. Having said that, let's get started. Let's go to look at our regular shares. We'll start off first with Google, which has done nicely. And if we look at the market action today, it's been testing the lower bounds of the channel in which it was traveling before. If you look at this green line, this line is what was giving the support for Google for all these months, and we fell below the line on Friday. Now we are trying to test and go above, and we had a resistance here, which is this red line we have here at 2901. So Google is trying to pierce this, and if tomorrow the market starts going up, there's a very good chance that Google will be able to pierce this, and then it can become a support. So we'll have to wait and watch what happens there. We look at Amazon. Amazon also done very well, and it is now sitting very nicely between the 11-day EMA and the 50-day EMA, and it's a decent candle with very little volume compared to what we used to have on a regular basis for Amazon. So it's still, we got to wait and watch. We have a resistance right now out here for Amazon, which it has to clear first, that is 3504. And once it does that, then we are in game. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's look at Shopify. Shopify has gained 1.29%. So that's a pretty good bounce for Shopify, but it's still struggling with the resistance that we have here at 1426. Let me change the color of this. It used to be a support earlier to red. So we have to break this resistance, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. As far as the MACD is concerned, it looks bearish, and the OBV is kind of okay. We have to see, it will change direction anyway tomorrow, whichever way it wants to go based on the strength of the market. RSI is totally benign and neutral, so it can have more space to go up as well as down. So we will watch tomorrow what happens. Apple has done significantly well. Apple seems to be the only bright spot here, which gives a lot of confidence. So it has gained around 2.15%, that translates to $3.48, and it's going to test this red channel that we have drawn here, and it will test it tomorrow, and that should be 170. So let us see if Apple is able to touch 170 tomorrow, and maybe day after it will break through. When we look at the RSI, it's tending to be almost oversold, or rather it's oversold, and MACD is very bullish. So we could probably have a spike tomorrow and more sideways movement and then more movement upwards. We'll have to wait and watch. As I mentioned earlier, we don't know what is going to happen. Now let's next go on to look at Marathon. Marathon gained a little bit based on the strength of crypto. Crypto bounced back, and I'm just going to quickly move into crypto and look at the Bitcoin USD. So Bitcoin USD was moving within this green channel that I had drawn yesterday. It fell down today, but during the weekend it gained a lot of ground, and even though it has lost a bit of ground now, it's way better than where it was on Friday. So having said that, that has reflected in the prices of Mara, and Mara had did a decent rebound, and we'll have to wait and watch for more gains. If you look at Pubmatic, it's again been resilient and it's gained 1.72%. Coinbase has got some more life. It kind of recovered the losses. Overall, it has been net loss of 0.91, but the green candle kind of shows that there was some buying pressure during the day, and that is very encouraging. Palantir has been struggling as usual at 0.95. And I think that the underlying share dilution, which is an ongoing process with Palantir, is most likely to keep it bouncing to lower levels. It's right now on a support of 18.09. We'll have to wait and watch what happens. If it falls below that, that could be because of overall market weakness and also because of the ongoing share dilution. So having said that, let us go on to the core sector, where Caterpillar did extremely well, 1.76% up today. And again, the infrastructure bill and everything is going to pump money into this sector. So the stocks to watch here are Caterpillar, then a Nucor, which is again an infrastructure play, which is down 0.24, but it's got a lot of money coming its way through the infrastructure bill, as I mentioned earlier. And then there is Vulcan. So Vulcan had a very good appreciation of 3.25% today. So both Vulcan and Caterpillar did well, whereas when it comes to Nucor, it's not done as well. So that's the status from the core sector. And when we look at the automobile, Tesla did reasonably well by forming this upward hammer, and it has managed to stay above the support of 990. So briefly it dipped down to 970 levels. I bought a few at 970, so I'm very happy about that. But we are at around 1009. So it's touching the support of around $1,000, and as long as it stays above that, we are in a good shape. And if you look at NIO, it managed to eke out a 0.59% gain, but with NIO, it has got this new resistance that it has to break, which tested today but could not break through at 33.28. And also whatever is happening, the Chinese government with the delisting of a few of their shares, I think it was DD, it has got a cloud on the Chinese shares, so you have to be aware of that and be careful with Chinese auto sectors like NIO, XPEV and Li Auto. When it comes to Rivian has gained 11.57% and it's at 116.78. So it has managed to break through all the resistance that were formed previously. So now they all become support. So so they become support, and yeah, so we are in a good shape here. And let's go on to the banking, where we are looking at Visa, which had a handsome gain of 3.24%. Likewise, PayPal gained 0.51%. There's a glimmer of hope that this upward movement will continue. And if we go on to a 5-day or a 1-month basis, let us look at per day, 1 day. Okay. If we look at 1-day candles, so we have seen 2 green candles in the last 5 days. So that is a bit promising. And if you look at the support out here, it is at the resistance is at 184. I have to change the color, I forgot to do that. The resistance is at 184, so we'll have to 184.86. So we are just about at that resistance level. Once we cross that, then it will become a support for PayPal. Now let us look at Visa. Visa again has had 2 green candles in the last 5 days, so that is pretty good. And then we have a resistance at 207. And I'm going to change this into red because it's a resistance. It was a support earlier, now it's a resistance. We have to cross through that resistance. Our RSI is bullish and it is kind of neutral, but it's pointing towards a more bullish scenario when read along with the MACD, which is bullish. So hopefully tomorrow we see more positive actions, and that could also be driven because of the interest rate hike and inflation concerns. So let's go on to our pharma or healthcare, where we are looking at WBA. WBA gained 3.8%. So we have 3 solid candles, and the gain is really strong because you see those green volumes. They are also pretty good, and we have broken through 2 resistances. We right off the bat in the morning we broke through the first resistance of 46.54, and now we are breaking through. We have already broken through the second resistance of 47.59. Very strong performance. The next resistance is at 49.5, which we need to clear in order for us to go further ahead. So that's all I have for you today in this session. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for all your support so far. I'm feeling motivated to continue with this channel. Please give your comments so that I can improve it and make it more to your liking. Bye for now.